On his planet, women don't choose, they're chosen. When a male claims a life partner, it is final, permanent, absolute. This is what's being suggested under my Toon Link ex-villager fanfiction that I wrote when I was like 13, by the way. Happy Pride to all you gay people out there. You know, I like to think there was like a Grand Theft Auto online character creator screen floating in front of me when I was sitting there in the womb. The only problem was I think I was too stupid to navigate it properly. That or my fingers were too fat. I'm imagining there was like a drop-down box somewhere in there that was like choose your pronouns, and my clever ass thought it was probably a good idea to pick the most ambiguous set out of all of them. Listen, everyone, the rumors are true, okay? Your gender at birth is your real gender, but it's not the one your doctor or whatever assigned you. It's the one you chose when you were jutting around in your mother's stomach. I don't know what to tell you. It's a great time to be queer right now. Queer stocks are up. Target is releasing their Pride collection for the year, even though the likelihood of you getting placed in the back of a truck after being seen at the checkout with a rainbow-colored shirt is very, very high. You can make your Mii's gay in Tomodachi Life, unprecedented by Nintendo, by the way. The last time they released a gay couple in one of their games was when Mario was getting freaky with this guy on the SNES. They actually released a remake for this game not too long ago, and now he can kiss two men at the same time. We live in a great age, people. Well, I've come here to tell you that things weren't always so great. You know, once upon a time, we had to invent the gay people ourselves. If you wanted hot Bowser on Super Mario action, you had to sit your ass down and type up a Word document for it. This isn't an art that's been lost to time, though. I'm talking about it like the yearly Pride Month tradition isn't logging onto AO3 and typing hurt/comfort Asterion Baldur's Gate X Reader. And you know what? If you heard me say that and immediately went, my search results are worse, I need you to know that my physical collection of Homestuck Dead Dove probably trumps whatever gross shit you got going on in your bookmarks. So representation matters. If we can't find ourselves in the media we consume, then inevitably many of us will feel compelled to create it. The breadth of labels we're able to choose from seems to expand by the day, and that's a good thing. There are websites you can go to like pronouns.page that outline flags and pronouns that you can research and attach to your profile, making it easier for your friends and loved ones to see what you go by. It truly is a great thing for people who need it. I mean, the demand for self-expression online is higher than ever. Back when the entire niche of social media wasn't owned by this chud and his husband, people would browse message boards and build entire websites that allowed the freedom to authentically express themselves however they wanted. And it was a lot of work, mind you. I mean, go on NeoCities and look at the digital penthouses people have made. But when there's a drought on self-expression and creativity, people will go the distance to satiate themselves by any means necessary. Now, when you're a kid, you don't know what the hell to do. Imagine you're sitting there in middle school, scribbling doodles of men kissing each other on your notebook. What are you supposed to do with that? Well, 13-year-old me didn't know. I knew I liked Larry the Koopa from Super Mario, so I'd draw him carrying me around in his buff arms instead of doing my algebra homework. Seriously. And you know what? Things haven't changed much, because now I spend most of my time looking at Hugh Morris. You've only got so many resources for self-expression when you're wrestling your hormones in the back of class, and my go-to was one of the only apps in my phone that I knew would get me more than any adult in my life ever would. WATTPAD was a place for fanfiction writers to congregate, post, and scream at one another about whose rare pair was better. While there was the occasional fledgling author, the real side traffic came from those hungry readers who were desperate to see what life would be like if they could cook Deadpool a meal and then lie on his bare chest. Now, the very important thing to keep in mind is that many of the writers for these fics were little. You could see this reflected in the large amount of fandom content that was hosted in the app around 2016. It was very easy to fill up on your share of Five Nights at Freddy's ships or Sans multiverse ships, and let's not forget about the Markiplier x Jacksepticeye x Reader fanfiction either. Yeah, I was eating that shit up like a Victorian orphan at a Mr. Beast burger. The app had a very low barrier to entry. All one needed to do was install the app on their phone and publish whatever idea they had into the ravenous ether. This was much different than that of AO3, which had a few more hoops to jump through. Like the waitlist, and I'm sure AO3 didn't mind too much either. It just meant the frequency at which Bendy and the Ink Machine fanfiction was being published on the site was I suppose much less than what it could have been. Now, I hope you don't mistake my tone for negative. This type of content was very important for people like me. Really, I do not know what I would have done without my nightly read. And, you know, I did decide to post a couple of my own stories on WATTPAD. Yes, I did. I figured that if no one else was going to publish my Toon Link ex-villager fanfiction, I had to pull myself up by my bootstraps and do it myself. Real hot, hard American work publishing fanfiction is. So, you know, let's look at it. And you know what? If you end up laughing at any of this, I want you to write in the comments, I laughed, with the laughing, crying emoji next to it. I really need you to do this so I can know who to report to the APA, because clearly you need to be studied or put in a lab or something. We need to bring back lobotomies, everyone. Let's get a campaign to bring back lobotomies. Can we do that? Man, that was years ahead of the Minecraft movie. One thing I noticed is that it says top 10 in Toon Link, which I have to assume means like top 10 in like the topic of Toon Link. This fic must be sauced up or something, because how is this the top 10th most popular Toon Link fanfiction on the site ever? Like, what is that? I feel like other people have published Toon Link fanfiction on the site. Mine, this like 12, 13-year-old fanfiction, is still the most popular one. One of the most popular ones anyway. That's insane to me. Now, apparently I wrote 2 other stories. This one is another Toon Link ex-villager thing, and the other one is a gay Splatoon fanfiction, both of which are top 20 of all time in their topics, which is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. And look at the views on this one, 10K. It's got like 200 likes on it. The fact that I'm still writing shit for the internet must say a lot about me, I feel. Maybe there's something like deeply wrong with me. I've got therapy coming up soon, so maybe I'll ask about that. I don't know. So let's look at a Toonie Villa fanfic. Apparently they've got some related fanfic here that you can, I guess, also read if you want to read more. Oh, they've got 8 parts to this and a draft that I started. Okay. Unreleased Toonie Villa content for all you Cunk heads out there. Now, these are small chapters. I don't know why I was expecting like a Lord of the Rings type exposition going into these. I do think that this was the meta on WATTPAD though. I do recall that. A lot of just like small chapters. Villager was outside planting some flowers in front of town hall when he noticed the train had dropped someone off. Oh, I have to do the anime voice for this one, okay? A new animal friend. I wonder who it is. God. The brunette looked over to check and found a blonde-haired boy with a green tunic carrying a heavy suitcase. Villager thought to himself, it's a boy. Dude. Oh, it's a boy. He's kind of cute. After this thought, he snuck over to the tree and hid for a bit. The boy, trying to casually walk with a heavy suitcase in one hand, went over to town hall. He stopped for a moment and saw the pink flowers that Villager planted. Pretty, dude, he said, and then walked into the building. The brunette blushed and realized that it was a little weird to be stalking a duper. Yeah, right? Like, imagine you find someone at the fucking Walmart nearby, and you're like, oh, that person's cute. I'm gonna go look at them. I'm just gonna walk around and follow them in the store. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird thing to do. And so he left to the city area and sat on a bench for a while. First part, yay. Okay. You know, it isn't that bad. Come on, the people seem to think it's good. I mean, if Communist Cheese thinks it's adorable, then I just have to write more, don't I? Okay, the next chapter is a little bit longer. I seem to comment this too in the footnotes here. So the first part was too short, and now this one is too long. Funny XD. I did like the XD. Okay, essentially, Toon Link chooses where he wants to like put his house, and then Tom Nook says it'll be 10 G's. And then Villager, who was peeking behind the tree the whole time, comes out and offers to pay for it. And then the two like stay together in like one house while the house gets built. Dude, Communist Cheese is loving this. Tom Nook made me his slave, basically. Well, I mean, yeah, like, yeah, it's kind of what he does. He kind of just makes people his slave, yes. I wouldn't say slave. I would maybe say, like, you are a debtor. Like, you're a debtor to Tom Nook. I feel like slave is not the verbiage we want to use in this situation. Sadly, Cloudy says, I didn't pay the bells when I should to Tom Nook so he would stop bothering me. Wait, I didn't pay the bells. I gave my soul to Tom Nook so he would stop bothering me. That's what that says. Okay. And I mean, yeah, I guess you would have to do that, right? The thing is, you'd probably donate your firstborn to Tom Nook and he'd still be at your door talking about some mortgage payment, please. Like he just wants your shit, man. Oh, they seem to be getting spicy in this next chapter. They spent almost the entire night drinking tea, playing SNES and a bit of board games, and enjoying each other's company. Aww. At one point, Villager even put his hand onto Toon Link's while sitting on the couch. Holy hell. You kidding me? Dude, a crystallized chameleon is loving this. It doesn't look like Ada Maria Alvarado was very into it though. They don't even know what they just read. Looks like we might want to brush up on our reading comprehension, buddy. All right, skipping over to the draft and ooh, I'm not sure what happened here. Apparently I hated it. Well, you might ask me, Cunk, why did you decide to post all these online? And the answer is, well, I really have no idea. I think I just needed some representation for my rare pair. I used to read this Smash Bros fanfiction on DeviantArt of all things back in the day, and parsing through that thing for Toon Link and Villager content was just trying to find water in the Gobi Desert. It wasn't gonna happen. If you want me to go through more of these, then you can nag me about it in the comment section, and I'll do it. You know what? I'll do it just for you, okay? I'll do it for you. Because I love you. Yeah, I'll do it for you because I love you. So listen, to all those homophobes out there, all those Christians, when you go in the church on Sunday, I need you to know that you are listening to the most heretical, heinous shit out there. What do you think your pastor does before they climb up on that podium to give their sermon? What do you think goes on in the deep recesses of their mind while they twiddle their pencil in the air, twisting it around like a kid in the candy store in their velvet office chair, thinking about what they're gonna say for their sermon? Huh? They're conjuring up Jesus fanfiction, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus fanfiction. It's no secret. I'm not revealing to you some groundbreaking new information. Go watch Joel Osteen, you'll know what I'm talking about. And there I was, a little kid with his thumb in his mouth, writing innocent fanfic for the love of the game. You should hear some of the shit they magic up about Jesus, man. It's enough to make Stephen King cry. I'm serious. Alright, enjoy your Pride Month, write your fanfiction. Just do not go to Target. You will not come back, okay? Alright, goodbye.